Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on October the 25th, 2019. Just a, excuse me, my apologies. Just quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, as usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. In terms of our data here, we had mixed data come out today. And the bigger picture still is Brexit. So we have, in terms of the Brexit developments, right now, Prime Minister Boris Johnson is calling for elections on December 12th. The Labour Party hasn't quite aligned with that yet. So we'll see how things play out. And then another thing that we'll have to start thinking about now would also be our Fed coming out next week here. So today we had ECB, didn't really make much of a difference here. The interest rates, as per Draghi, are supposed to hold, but Draghi is going out of the office, so not really. We weren't really expecting many changes as he basically wraps up his term with ECB here. So going into tomorrow here, we don't have a lot of data coming out. We have business climate here, German IFO business climate numbers out of Euro, and then we have consumer sentiment numbers out of the US. But now we are likely to start setting up for the Fed, and Fed is expected to cut rates next week. So we'll talk about that coming up next week. But tomorrow, in terms of the data, a fairly light day. So let's go on to our charts here. As usual, we'll start off with our euro dollar. Yesterday, we had a bullish candle close, so we're looking for euro to go up. It did go up right into our support resistance level here at 1163-ish area, and then this is where it turned around. So now we have a bearish candle close here. But as you can see, price is into support at this point. This is where price had turned previously, but now we do have a bearish candle close here right into our support level. So we do need to be cautious, but bias is to the downside based on this candle close here. So looking for price to drop further into the base of this candle here, which is 1.1063 level here. So bias is bearish. In terms of our pullback, we could get a pullback into 1.1120 and then drop from there. So bias here is bearish and looking for price to drop to 1.1060 for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one is also looking bearish. Yesterday we did have a bullish candle, so price moved up a bit and then dropped as well here. So here we see that price did try to go lower, but then has pulled back. But nonetheless, we do have a bearish candle close. But again, it hasn't really closed below our support level here. So we just need to be cautious with this. If it doesn't go through the support, this one can turn around and go back into the range. So just be cautious with that. But overall, bias is to the downside. Next target is 1.2750, which is the base of this pin here. So bearish bias for pound dollar, but I would just be cautious with the current level there. So if it doesn't hold below 1.2840, we could see price go back into the range that it's been trading. So this is the range it's been trading in for the last week here. So if it doesn't break through, it can still go back up. So be mindful of that. But otherwise, bias is to the downside. First target is 1.2750. And only if it continues lower, the second target would be 1.2650. So bearish bias for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this one had a nice bearish candle close here as well. So we have broken through the support for Aussie dollar. Bias is bearish here. Now, looking for price to drop further here, I would look for a pullback towards 0.6830 and then a drop from here. So first target is 0.6800, and then second target here, we're looking at 0.6780. So bearish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, this one also had a nice bearish engulfing candle close here. It is right into support. So again, we need to be cautious here, but I do like the candle here. So I'm looking for price to drop further. And in terms of target here, first target is 0.6340. And then we're looking for price to drop further. 0.6280 is the second target for New Zealand dollar. So bearish bias here for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, we have an indecision candle here. Price is coming right into our major support. So we have an indecision candle. At this point, what I would be looking for in this candle would be the reaction at the edges here. So at the top of the pin or the bottom of the pin. So I will look for price to retest the bottom here. If it doesn't go through, I'm looking for a move back up. So it's neutral candle here, bias is neutral, but looking for a break to the either side. If it breaks below the support, it can go to the next level at 1.3030. But if it breaks through the high, we can see price go all the way into 1.3120. So just be mindful of that. Bias right now is neutral for dollar CAD. Moving on to our commodities here, this is silver. Now we do have a bullish candle close, but as we can see here, this has been trading in this range for over 2 weeks now. No real direction at this point, but the candle that we have today is a nice solid bullish candle close. So bias is bullish. The challenge though is that we are right into support. So we need to see a break through this resistance level, or I should say resistance. We're right into support resistance. We need to see a break through the resistance level, a pullback for it to hold, and then we can look for this move to the upside. But for some reason, if it doesn't go through the resistance, it can come back into the range, because at this point, it's still range bound here. So based on the daily candle close here, my bias is bullish. And as long as price holds above the 17.80 level, I'm looking for it to move higher. 18.25 is the first target, 18.50 is the second target. So bullish bias here for silver. Gold here, this one actually finally broke through this narrow range that it has been trading in for some time now. In terms of our target here, target is 1520 level. So bullish bias for gold. Second target here would be 1528. So bias is bullish here. Now watch out for a pullback. We could get a pullback into 1497 here. And if it holds above, then we're looking for that continuation move. Bias is bullish for gold here. Oil is neutral today. We did have a bullish candle close here, and now it did go higher. But as we can see, price came into this resistance level here. This is a strong support resistance level where price has reacted multiple times. So we have a neutral candle body here. So at this point, I will look for a move right into the high here. And if it doesn't go through, we could see price drop. So bias is neutral. I'm looking for price to retest the high at 56.50. If it fails to go through, I will look for a drop in price, and the target would be 54.80. So neutral bias for oil. Copper here, copper is also neutral. We are right into resistance. Price has not been able to hold above. So if it stays below 2.63, which is right where we are, or actually I should say 2.63. If it stays below, I'm looking for it to drop. First target is 2.60. Second target is 2.58 or even 2.57. So bias is neutral to bearish for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin hasn't really done much. A very, very small move here for the day. It's neutral today, so I will look for a pullback here. And as long as price stays below the previous range at 76.80, bias is still to the downside. Now, another thing we could see is that price goes into the range or back into the range. So in that case, I would start to look for that move back towards the top of the range. For now, though, overall bias here still stays to the downside. Price is broken below this support level finally after being stuck here for 3 weeks. Now that it's broken through, I'm looking for price to pull back. If it holds below 76.80, looking for a drop. Target is 6860. All right, so into our equities now. So looking at S&P 500 here, we see yesterday we were looking for a move higher, and we got that right into our first profit target level here, but price was not able to break through this resistance, and as such we have seen it drop. So we do have a bearish candle close. This is a really important support resistance level. Price rejected this level 3 days ago here, a couple days ago, and now I'm looking for price to come back down towards the bottom of this range that it's been trading in. 29.80 is the first target, 29.75 or even 29.65 will be the second target here for S&P 500. So bias is bearish for S&P 500. NASDAQ here, we have a doji. We see that 3 times price tested this level and hasn't been able to go through it. So today we have a large pin, which suggests rejection here of that level. So I'm looking for price to drop here, and target here would be 77 or 7800. So bearish bias. Second target is 7750. So 7800 and 7750. So bearish bias for NASDAQ as well. DAX here, DAX is looking bullish, but we are right into resistance here. So watch out for that. This is an important support resistance level. As we can see, price has reacted at this level many times here. So at this point, I would say bias is bullish. However, if it holds below today's high, then chances are this can turn around here as well. So bullish bias, but with caution for DAX. Now, should price go through the high, we're looking at 12,950 level. So bullish bias, but with extreme caution here for DAX. FTSE here, yesterday we were looking for a move up. We got that move up, a big move up here for FTSE. Bias is bullish. Next target is 73.80 here. So bullish bias for FTSE. Last but not least here, Nikkei here, we have a neutral candle close right into our resistance. And if we look back, this is where it's reacting. So this is the resistance area. So if it stays below today's high, we're looking for price to drop. So bias is neutral here, and target is 22400. So 22,400 is the target for Nikkei. So I'm looking for a bit of a drop as long as it stays below today's high. Now, if for some reason goes through the high, then this one is likely to go higher at 22,950 level. So neutral bias at this point, but just keep an eye on which direction price wants to move, because like I said, it is an indecision candle, which means it can go in either direction. For now though, I am looking for price to pull back into the range. Therefore, the target is 22,400, which is the bottom of the range here. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful trading day tomorrow and a wonderful weekend. And I'll be back with our weekly analysis on Sunday. Bye for now.